Good evening. Good evening. Ooh, okay. All right. I'm on vacation. It's your girl, Claudia Jordan. It's Friday. We are back with another episode of TGIF. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm just giving you my disclaimer right now. Now, we're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax. Y'all get something to drink, and we're going to give you this hot tea. What's up, Al Reynolds?
Claudia, Aruba, you're right. I'm really enjoying Aruba, and I see you've had a little more to drink than me, but hopefully we can meet up afterwards.
I'll see you right after the show. And please welcome Funky Dineva. What's up, Q?
I'm in Miami, unlocking my better self, chilling, looking lovely, feeling good, ready for the weekend.
What you
Is
have
it
to drink?
still raining there, Q? Because I was there last night.
Yeah. The weather's still iffy. It's raining off and on. I'm looking out the window. It's clear now. It should be clear for the rest of the night, but it's been bad.
What y'all sipping on tonight?
Public sweet tea mixed with lemonade.
Okay, Al, what you been drinking on all day?
Gatorade. I have to, I'm preparing for the night because I know I'm hanging with you. So
I'm going to bed early. You ain't about to keep me out till 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get to the show. In an upcoming episode of The Kardashians, Kim Kardashian revealed that Ye's past shenanigans are going to be far more damaging to their kids than her sex tape would ever be. Do y'all agree? Q, let's go to you first. What do you think?
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm actually inclined to agree. I don't think the sex tape is going to be damaging at all when you bounce it against the life that the sex tape created for her and those children. The children, once they get old enough to realize it, are probably going to be thankful for the sex tape the same way she is. But when you have Kanye, when you have a mom and a dad, period, going at each other, saying things about each other, exposing each other in the media, once the children get old enough to pick sides, they're going to see that, and it probably is going to invoke some type of negative emotions towards their father.
Okay, makes sense. Al, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Q and I agree with Kim. But the real thing here, because, Kim really hasn't been very negative about Kanye in the media. In fact, she's been silent when she could have been a lot more vocal. And the reason being, honestly, guys, I really feel like Kim is embarrassed, if anything. I think she's embarrassed that she married him. I think she's embarrassed that, he continues to put out this narrative that, her parenting skills are in question. And I think she's embarrassed, that she has all these kids with him and she's got to pretend like, there's no problem in their home. And it really is. And, because Kim has worked very hard to make sure that she's a very good mother, and that she doesn't lose her image as it relates to, parenting these kids. I think she's embarrassed. But Kim should have no concern, because another thing is this generation is going to view sex tapes differently. My generation viewed it as bad. The generation now views it as not so bad. So by the time they get grown, they're going to be like, oh, a sex tape, that's nothing.
That's what I was going to say. It's really not as big of a deal as it used to be. It used to be devastating for your career. If a sex tape leaks, it's like, oh, it can end what you got going on. Now it starts a career, it keeps a career flourishing, and it actually invigorates a career. I think it is going to be way more painful to see the things that Kanye said about their mom, talking about wanting to abort. I mean, who wants to hear that your mom contemplated aborting you or your dad wanted that to happen? Like that's jacked up. I think that kind of stuff. It's not easy to deal with someone that has, mental issues like that. So I give her kudos because, like you said, she could have been sprayed him. What was it, Al? One of y'all said it. She could really spray him a lot. She could really say a lot, and she has not, for the most part. All right, y'all. Funky's governor, Ron DeSantis, announced
Not me, girl.
He will be running for president in 2024. DeSantis wrote, "I am running for president of the United States because I want to lead our great American comeback. Our country is going in the wrong direction. We see it with our eyes and we feel it in our bones." Okay, Q, what you think about Ron's announcement? Are you proud to be a Floridian and possibly backing this lunatic?
I'm not proud to be of Florida in these moments. What do I think about the announcement? I don't think anything about the announcement because we already saw it. You know what I'm saying? We already saw that this was coming. I am just concerned about, if he is able to get in office, as of right now, I'm feeling a little because some of the pundits and some of the polls are saying that he doesn't have the charisma that Trump has, and he's not electable nationally. A lot of people, even Republicans, are finding his way of doing politics a little repugnant. But a security guard last night in our live show said something that made me go, And he said, obviously Trump and Desantis are going to be the forerunners, but what happens if they link up and run together? Now, granted, I don't think Trump's ego would allow him to be vice. That would never happen. But DeSantis, in my opinion, is suave enough to say, I'll take vice for a little bit until I can get president at a later date. And that, you guys, I think we may have to watch out for if they did merge forces.
I think if Trump and DeSantis linked up, it would so invigorate the lackluster Democratic Party right now, because you get crazy on the left, like all the way to the right, and you get crazy mid-right, and you get these dictatorship policies in DeSantis, and then you get the charisma of Trump. I think that's going to get people really to the polls and not for them. Okay. I think Republicans, if they're being honest, they know that that'd be a whole disaster. Mm-hmm. All right. A man in Tanzania rushed himself to the hospital after his penis snapped during intercourse when it slipped out and struck the woman as he tried to reinsert it. After arriving at the hospital, an MRI revealed that the man injured his penis in 3 places along the tunica albuginea, I never said that word before, in the part of the erectile tissue bodies known as the corpus cavernosa, and another area called the corpus spongiosum. Have y'all heard of those parts? I haven't.
I ain't got none of them. I got a dick, okay? I don't know about no corpus spongiosum or no aloe vera. I got a dick.
Thank you for that. Man also sustained a partial tear through your urethra. Damn, what kind of sex was they doing? Which is a tube that carries semen and urine out of the penis. Now, what are your thoughts on this sexual tragedy? And have you guys ever suffered an injury during intercourse? I got to go to Al first with this one, Al.
Man, he's screwed up, right? He's pretty messed up pretty bad. They say from the story that it's from the reverse cowgirl again. Mm-hmm. And they're also saying that experts are saying that there has been a 35% increase in penile injuries. And they attribute this, guys, to drugs like Viagra, as well as the use of people watching porn and trying to, recreate it in their bedrooms. But for me, in this case, I need to know how big his penis was, because he fractured his in 3 places. Claudia, does that qualify for 2 potatoes or 3 potatoes?
I think that's a 3 potato dick, Al. 3 potatoes.
That's a 3 potato?
Maybe even a large 2.
Huh?
Yeah, maybe he can get 3 cracks in a large 2, but he's definitely working with something.
It's funny because I was thinking the same exact thing Al said. I was like, how long does his penis have to be erect to break it in so many places, including places that I didn't even know we had? I thought the whole thing was the penis. I didn't know we had no corpus spongium and tabernacle vernacular and everything else that was in it. Y'all better slow down. I mean, listen, missionary riding it and hitting it from the bike. I mean, and maybe from the side. Like, why is y'all trying to do all this extra courageous Tarzan stuff? It ain't necessary. All of it feel the same.
Have either of you had a sex injury ever?
I haven't had an injury per se, but depending on how tight the orifice is, I have woken up the next morning like sore.
Well, okay. I had an injury during sex. I got a cramp one time. And if you get a cramp during sex, it was in my calf. And it was so bad that I did fall off the bed.
Cramps in both legs at the same time are horrible. I had some dental work done. I told the story in Housewives, and I was dealing with this man, and I had a temporary crown on my tooth, and I was on top, and I was like doing that. Anyways, I thought it was dark enough that he didn't see that my tooth came loose. I spit in my hand, and I put it on the nightstand, like I tried to do it real slick. He goes, "Was that your tooth?"
I'm still trying to figure out how you riding and still got time to spit your tooth in your hand and put it on the nightstand.
That's the only time I have rhythm and I'm coordinated. But yeah, he was younger than me. So he was younger than me a little bit, so it made it really bad that I'm over here spitting out. He probably said, I knocked the teeth out that bitch.
Oh, bitch, right.
All right, y'all, coming up next, a famous gospel singer is being attacked by the church, and later find out how much Florida is ordered to pay in child support. Y'all stay messing up funky.
Flow rider, honey. That's not Florida. How much flow rider?
I guess I stay messing up.
It's ordered to pay in child support.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF and to all the soulmates that watch us and support us. We appreciate y'all all over the world. We get messages from all over the world. All right, y'all. Pastor and gospel singer Deitrick Haddon is speaking out against the backlash that he received after he shared a video of his wife dancing on him at his 50th birthday celebration. The singer wrote, "The next level for the church is to learn how to disagree without disrespect." And he added, "It would be so dope if we could celebrate our differences instead of demonizing everyone that doesn't think like you." All right, what are your thoughts on the backlash that Pastor Haddon has been receiving, Al? You're our church guy here, our resident church guy.
That's right. I'm a resident church guy. I'm torn on this topic for me because watching my first lady twerk on my pastor is almost like me watching my parents getting it on. And that's a little awkward for me. But what I will say for Pastor Haddon and his wife Dominic, that they are they look like normal people. They look like they were having fun. They look like you can still be a part of the church and have faith, but also be humanistic in enjoying your wife. It looked like she was twerking and throwing it back and he was catching it. So I kind of liked it. So congrats to Pastor and the First Lady for humanizing, faith in the church and the role of pastors and the First Lady. Bye.
And they're married. You can do what you want when you're married. Like, it's like always someone's complaining about something. Q, what you think about this?
As time progresses, we know that people, especially millennials, are leaving churches by the droves. And I think that I liked it. Y'all, we don't live in color purple days anymore. This is where the world is. He is married. She is married. There are young people that have fun. I honestly don't understand what the difference is between thinking it and wanting to do it in your spirit and actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? This is how real people are. When you and your husband go out to the club, y'all do it. But because they're the pastor and the pastorette, they can't do it like that. We got to stop with that, because then it breeds this hypocrite environment that we have in the church by putting these unrealistic expectations on people. They are allowed to listen to Little John back that ass up. They were not doing it in the church. They were not doing it in the sanctuary. They were at a party. Like, when are we going to come off of this whole, because you go to church, you got to act like this, and we know it's all fake. We know it's fake. I got an uncle that's a pastor, and my cousin damn near died when she found out he drank brown liquor, because he hides the liquor in his bedroom in his mini refrigerator, but been perpetrating all this time like he don't drink. When are we going to stop with that?
Seems like an unrealistic way to live, and it seems like you're constantly being fake and not being true to yourself as well. You can still be a man of God and preach and lead other people, I think, and have a little fun. I don't think that's a sin, dancing in that kind of way with your wife. My opinion. All right. Wiggy Wonder, aka Kim Zolciak, is selling her wigs for almost $3,000 each. Used wigs, that's right. Now, this wig sale comes just weeks after Kim and her soon-to-be husband, Craig Bierman, announced their divorce in the midst of their financial troubles. Funky, let's go to you. What do you think about this? And, y'all have seen you wear a wig or two. Would you cop one of these Kim Zolciak wigs?
I think it's nasty as hell. I'm sorry I might get in trouble for this, but everybody know that white women carry lice, okay? I think that the CDC or the FDA need to get involved with this, because white women carry lice, and then she got a house full of young white children that's school age, and we all know that lice spread like wildfire at white people's schools. I am sorry. I think this is wrong. I think it's unsanitary. I think it goes against all health codes and ethics. But you just watch and see. It's going to be some black girl in Atlanta that's black as me. Go buy them damn girls like that blonde hair. Y'all like walking around color blocking with your face and your hair, wearing that blonde ass hair looking foolish. And I'm not, here they go. I'm not saying dark-skinned girls can't wear blonde hair, okay? But some of y'all, it don't work with. But you watch to see somebody go buy some of that nasty lice infested hair. And I added up the total amount of the wigs that she was selling. It was approximately $17,000 worth of inventory. And Kim, I'm here to say, baby, you might as well keep your party hats because $17,000 ain't gonna help you keep your house or pay your tax debt, bitch. You might as well look cute while you going through bankruptcy.
And the thing about her, that she became famous for her wigs, I never once saw a wig on her that looked realistic or real. It always looked so ridiculous and very much synthetic. Al, what do you think? It looked wiggy. It gave wig too much, and you're not supposed to know.
I was excited. Look, good for Kim. Like, she's doing what she's got to do in order to pay her debt. Like Q said, it's not going to pay a lot, but at least she is trying. And I will give her a thumbs up on. You know, this is definitely a 360 from when we first started covering the story about her being evicted in foreclosure, where she was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to be here until I die. And now she's like selling wigs, the thing that she's known for, in order to be able to, you know, survive. I mean,
Kim to get back on one. Kim is laying the foundation to get back on one of these shows.
I heard she's been begging. A Mitch 71 says them wigs smell like cigarettes and Chardonnay.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And online gambling, according to Croy.
We will keep y'all posted. All right, y'all. A white man recently showed his ignorance after he was spotted knocking down pride signs inside of Target. The disturbing act took place just weeks after Target received backlash for their pride collections apparel for kids in a tuck-friendly bathing suit for adults. What are your thoughts on this man's behavior? And also, according to the National Review, Target lost $9 billion in the market since the launch of their Pride collection. Al, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, Claudia, I thought that was really, really sad that a company went from trading at $165 a share to $145 to $125 a share. No, I'm sorry. It went from trading at $165 a share to $141 a share, which caused them a $9 billion loss in their market cap, only because they were promoting gay pride and LGBT children lines in their stores. I mean, I just feel like also those people that buy that stock just aren't feeling the LGBTQ community. And that's sad to me. And we see how true it is because this person decided to go through the store and vandalize it. To me, that's a hate crime. And he should be charged not only for vandalism, but he should be charged for a hate crime.
It's like everyone's losing their mind these days. No one can take anything that they don't agree with. They have to like come to these kind of measures, resort to these types of measures. Q, what are your thoughts on this?
The man definitely should not have vandalized anyone's property for any reason, period, hard stop. The Target decision to do the Pride Kids line, in my personal opinion, I think was a bad idea. I think this once again demonstrates what it's like when there's a lack of top-level diversity. I think whoever made this decision or whatever group of people made this decision, they just don't have their pulse on the community, nor do they have their pulse on the world. No one asked for this. Now, the tuck-friendly clothes, I can be in support of, the tuck-friendly stuff. As far as the children's pride line, I think it's unnecessary. I honestly do. If they're teenagers, they already wear adult clothes. So the pride stuff could have sat in the adult section, or they could have just simply had a pride section with adult fitting clothes. But considering the fact that those who are anti-LGBTQ community like to already run with this narrative that we're trying to push this agenda on children, we're trying to corrupt children, we're trying to indoctrinate children, this just plays directly into their hands. And quite frankly, as long as I've been gay, and I'm 39, none of my gay married couple friends or children friends have ever expressed to me that they wanted to run out and put rainbow clothes on their children or I like pride clothes on their children. I just think it was a poor decision to involve children in this thing during this time.
That's interesting, Q, because I've experienced the opposite, especially in New York City. Like even kids that aren't in the community love wearing those colors. I mean, you see them with all types of tutus on.
So the thing is, they already
scarves
they
and
already
hats.
have access to those things, right? If they wanted to wear a pink tutu, they can go get a pink tutu. But I think to create a whole section in Target and label it kids pride wear, it just was not smart in this particular climate.
When you have that's a very small percentage of the population that apparel would apply to, even with the kids that are fans of it. I do think there's something else going on, a gimmick, jumping on the bandwagon, which a lot of companies are doing lately. And it seems to hurt them at first. I will see how they recover. I don't know. But it does seem like a big, huge risk to take for such a small portion of the population. All right, y'all, a 64-year-old Kentucky man identified as Clifton Williams has been charged with second-degree assault after shooting his roommate in the ass after he ate his last Hot Pocket in their freezer. Oh, wow. Al?
What can you say? I mean, what type of roommate is this? I mean, what type of roommates are they? I mean, and why is he shooting his roommate in the butt? I'm just confused. But the bigger issue here is we've got to do better. We've got to figure out a way how to resolve conflict without resulting to gun violence, which can result to death. Like, I think that's a discussion here, not like, disagreeing with your roommate and Hot Pockets. Go beat his ass. Like, what happened to that option? Why does it result to you going to get a gun and physically trying to hurt or kill him? It's just not adding up for me.
Feels like a lot of people don't have anything to live for, or they move like they don't have anything to live for. Like a Hot Pocket, worst case scenario, what does a Hot Pocket cost? $3-something? $3.50, something like that? Q, what you think?
Y'all know good and goddamn well this ain't about that Hot Pocket. It's just that Hot Pocket was the thing that put this man over the damn edge. He been tired of his roommate crossing boundaries, violating. And then Al, you said, why don't he just whoop his ass? How do we know he didn't try to whoop his ass in the past and he ended up getting beat up? So he had to go get that doggone gun. But listen,
Though, Q.
I mean, you know, listen. He probably went and got the gun to scare the man, and it went off. I don't know. Well, he looked half crazy.
Why not a knife?
He looked half crazy.
To a bat.
And he was definitely drunk. He was definitely drunk.
You got to be crazy to eat a Hot Pocket, and I bet it's a bunch of y'all tired hoes on here who feed y'all kids Hot Pockets, and CPS ought to be calling on y'all because that's nothing but cancer in a crust. But nevertheless, y'all know this is bigger than that doggone Hot Pocket.
So this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
It's the straw that broke the camel's back. That roommate leave the toilet seat up. He leave the toilet paper the wrong way. He don't put the garbage, take the garbage. That man is tired of that man.
And the shooter clearly, I mean, we can all see the shooter look really lit and drunk. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, y'all, coming up next, Flo Rida is ordered to pay a crazy amount in child support. And later in the show, a former American Idol winner is back singing on the subway. Stay tuned. Welcome back to TGIF Soulmates. I see you in the likes at 1,200. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Charging.
Gotta get those likes up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna leave them alone for right now. But yeah, we do need to get it up. All right. Charging higher interest is how banks make more money, and they take a lot more money if hard-earned money if your credit score is just okay but not great. ScoreMaster, the new science and accelerating credit scores, put you in control of your money, not the bank. Say your credit is 650 and you're borrowing $500,000 to refinance your home. Starting at ScoreMaster could save you over $75,000 in interest over the life of your loan or more. Now that $75,000 is your money, not the bank's. Now that's a genius behind the ScoreMaster 3-week rule, especially now with soaring interest rates. It only takes a minute to get started, and you can add 30 to 100 points in about 3 weeks, depending on your credit file. So before you apply for any loan, auto lease, or credit, start at ScoreMaster. Visit scoremaster.com/T to try ScoreMaster for free. That's right. Visit scoremaster.com/T, scoremaster.com/T. All right, y'all, we talk about it all the time. I bought a house, Funky's in the process, and Al wants to. So it can help you at any phase in your career or your home buying journey. And it kept me on top of things, right, Q?
It most definitely has. Listen, I have been, I signed up a couple weeks ago. I have taken heed to some of the things that it just told me to do, and I'm just waiting for my credit report now to cycle to see what my score increase is. So I'll definitely let you guys know, but I did follow some of the recommendations, and I will be sure to let you know just how many points in just 30 days my score is going up as soon as my credit report recycles.
Love it. Love to hear it. Al, how about yourself?
Hey, listen, I can't wait for Q to come back and give us a report. And hey, I probably needs to sign up to fix my credit because I do want to get, to the 800s like you and Q.
It definitely helps you stay on top of things. And then it's probably one of the best decisions I made because when you get older, credit scores, like those are the things that get you excited, which is kind of crazy, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm at 800, I'm close. All right, y'all, promotional consideration furnished by Scoremaster. Let's get back to the topics. According to the source, Flo Rida has been ordered to pay almost $500,000 a year in child support for his disabled son. Now, a month ago, it was reported that Flo Rida was refusing to pay child support for his 6-year-old son after he became severely injured after falling from a 5-story window. What are your thoughts, Q? This is, I'm going to go to you first on this.
And we went to high school together.
Did you really?
Yeah, he was a senior when I was a freshman, believe it or not, Miami Carroll City Senior High School. I know Flo Rida makes a lot of money, right? I'm glad that the young lady and the son are getting assistance. I'm glad because the reports were saying that he was failing to pay, didn't want to pay. I'm always glad when a man, come hell or high water, is forced to do what he has to do with the child. I can also understand any man, regardless of finances, being bitter and upset as hell, having to give someone $500,000 a year to support themselves and the child. And trust me, I'm smart. I get that it's based off his income, and I understand the child should live the same. I understand all of that. But $500,000 a year to give somebody is a lot of damn money.
I will say this, 300,000 of it, I did read, is for care of the child because of the special needs. He has that condition.
Okay.
So a lot of fluid on his brain. So it's a very enlarged head. And then you got the injuries from the fall. So there is anticipation of a lot of care for this child. And
okay, so the money's not necessarily going in her pocket. It's going to care. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, well, that's good. And it's a blessing that his father's in a financial situation to do it. It's still upsetting to anyone to have to yield that type of money out yearly. And it's not on something material or that necessarily brings them.
Well, I mean, Q, he's got to take responsibility. I mean, he created a child, right? And we know that the DNA test proved that was his child as far as back when they took it in 2016. I'm kind of disappointed in Flo Rida in this case. And this story kind of hits close and it's tough for me to speak on because Alexis happens to be considered a friend, family to me. She loves her son. She wants to be a great mother. She still wants Flo Rida to be a good father to her son. Her son is a special needs child whose education alone is $130,000 a year. So $500,000 is not a whole lot considering education takes a large portion of that. And I'm just excited that this woman has experienced such vexation, litigation, gaslighting, not to mention weaponizing the court system. He's weaponized the court system against a single mother who has a disabled child. I just really hope that this win for her forces Flo Rida to take a second look at this family and to lean into being the father of a special needs child and become a spokesperson in this space. We know that this has caused a lot of damage to his reputation, him denying this child, him not offering financial assistance to this child, and that she has to fight so hard in court in order to get him to do the right thing. May I encourage Flo Rida, please do the right thing. Please continue to do the right thing because you have more court cases around this going on. And lean into being a father of a special need kid because that will help you, and we will change our feelings about you in this particular situation. Please do the right thing.
I was disappointed when I heard this story, the whole saga. I know him as well. We worked together on a few things, the Miss Universe pageant. My mom has a picture holding his chain that probably did cost $500,000, which makes it even sadder because Flo Rida was extremely successful and continues to be extremely successful. And as much as you don't want to pay $500,000, who would want to pay that? Imagine being the mother of a disabled, you have a child by someone, then you're not with the father, and the child's born with lots of issues and you don't have any assistance. That's got to be one of the most frightening things in the world. Like, because, listen, pillow talk and how things are before things go left, it always feels beautiful and seems like it's going to last forever, right? Mm-hmm. And she probably believed in whatever their pillow talk was. And they created a baby together. Listen, no matter how you slice it, if you don't want to have a baby, then don't fuck raw. It's basically that simple. It's that simple. You can't expect someone to go have an abortion after because you didn't feel like spending the $9 for a condom. And outside of this, I've always known him to be such a nice guy. So when I heard this story, I was like, damn, is there more to this or why? But I am glad that the child's getting the help that he needs and the mom's getting the assistance, because $100,000 education, $300,000 in care.
Right.
It's not like she's living it up, All right, well, keep it locked, because coming up next, a former American Idol winner is speaking out about financial struggles, and later a thieving thought is on the loose in Miami. Let's see if Q knows her. We'll be right back. That's all I got to say about that commercial conversation. All right, y'all, welcome back to more TGIF. Let's see what the soulmates is looking like. 1.6. Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the love. And please remind a friend and rewatch us tomorrow. All right, former American Idol winner Samantha Diaz recently shared on social media that she felt embarrassed to be singing on the subway again after winning the show during the pandemic. Diaz wrote, "I didn't want people to know that I legit needed the money, and I didn't want people to know it wasn't optional." What are your thoughts on Diaz's story? Q, what do you think?
It's sad, but I am glad. I'm always glad when somebody is not afraid to do what the fuck they got to do. You know what I'm saying? We look at people like Kim Zolciak, who's in the situation she's in now, because instead of her and Croy doing what the hell they had to do, they wanted to sit back like things were all good. Now she's selling wigs. It is unfortunate, right? Because you think that when you win something like American Idol and everyone knows who you are, that you're just going to go on to stardom. And for whatever reason, it didn't happen for this young lady. But let me tell you something. The Bible says your talents will make a way for you. You've got the voice. You've got the notoriety. Maybe this just was not the door that you needed to walk through to get your stardom. But young lady, if you just keep at it, keep using your talent that God gave you, it will make a way for you. So just keep on singing, my love.
All right, Al, what are your thoughts on that story?
Yeah, I agree with Q. This is extremely heartbreaking. But this is what I want to do for you, Samantha. If you would like, I would like to offer you some assistance. You were on one of the largest music platforms in the world. Your episodes and the episodes on American Idol per show gets between 5 and 7 million viewers. You've got to learn how to capitalize on that, and there's still some time for you to do that. You can create all types of merchandise or any type of money-making opportunities, branding yourself off of the people that follow you, attached to the brand that you are attached to. So I don't think it's over for you yet. I think there's still a lot of opportunity, and if you're willing to explore, feel free to reach out to me.
DM Al, y'all know how to DM Al. One thing Al know how to do is make money and get in executive space and swindle folks out their money. Al is who you need.
Swindle Q.
You don't swindle some of them banking people. You don't all them. Claudia, you notice he always talk about who was his client. He don't never talk about who is his client. You don't swindle some people.
No. I try not to swindle anybody. Now I just don't talk about my current clients because I didn't want to keep their privacy.
And their money. Go ahead.
A high school in Texas plans their graduation after it was reported that only 5 seniors were found eligible to graduate. According to a local news outlet, the Marlin Independent School District decided to push the date back to give close to 30 seniors more time to meet requirements so they can graduate. Do you think this is fair, Q? Let's go to you first. You an educated man. What you think?
I definitely think that school needs to be reevaluated and possibly shut down, because obviously there's something that you guys are doing throughout the academic year that is not right, that these children are not passing. When you have that large of a percentage of your class failing, yeah, you have to make concessions to get them up to speed. Just as long as they get the children up to speed to pass whatever standardized rulings that have been put in place in order for people to graduate, I'm with it. But after they get these kids across the finish line, I think this school needs to be shut down.
5 kids? What is that, 25%?
Yeah.
5 kids out of what, 20-something kids?
Yeah.
33.
Al, what do you think about that? That's almost a quarter of the kids.
I'm like, Q, how did this happen? This broke my heart. You guys know I come from a family of educators with over 100 years combined in education. I'm questioning the principal. I'm questioning the secretaries. I'm questioning the teacher's aide. I'm questioning the teachers. I'm questioning the administrators. I'm questioning everyone involved, because how is it that this is the 12th grade, right? Like, so they saw this coming. How in the whole school year you didn't realize that 28 of the 33 graduates are not up to standard? I'm like, Q, they need to shut this school down. Everybody in that whole school system and district, they need to bust them to somewhere else.
And the fact that, I mean, there's so many people that you can hold accountable for this too. And also, you know, when you see these video clips of classrooms, I fear for teachers now too. Like, you see these unruly classes where kids are just talking shit to their teachers, fighting them, squaring up. There's some badass kids out there. So I don't really know what came first with this school, the chicken or the egg. But I think you're right. They need to knock that whole thing down and start from scratch and build back up, build back better, because it's giving trash. 5 out of 33, that's ridiculous. All right, Funky, let's take a look at a recent post of yours. If your sex life was a destination, where would it be? Al, let's start with you.
Oh, great. Oh, y'all already know mine is like a Sahara desert over here. Like, ain't nothing going on recently.
So the Sahara Desert or Death Valley.
You know, I said that mine would be I-95 during rush hour traffic with one lane closed due to construction, just all type of chaos going on in any and every direction with no rhyme or reason and any other adjective that denotes high stress and high anxiety.
You know, when you are driving and you see like a mirage way off in the distance, it looks like steam or something rising. Mine would be a mirage. It would be a gold road with the rainbow, it looks like the end, but right before the rainbow, it turns left and goes off a cliff and my car blows up and we all die. That's what mine would be.
Oh, well, damn. I have a quick question, guys. Okay, so recently I have, I've entered my application to join a dating site.
Okay.
Is it Raya?
Yes. So I haven't got accepted yet, but this will be the first time that I've been on like one of those dating sites. Seriously, does anybody have any experience or any suggestions or advice for me?
I do.
About 6 years ago, I was on a couple. I've tried it, and I was on Tinder, and I went out with one person, and that's it. It went left. We cool now, but he threw a box in my car. She was crazy. And Raya, they make you submit an application and you have to get approved by a panel. So while you're waiting for a long time, it does give you anxiety. But I'm going to tell you this, Al, about Raya. Once you get in there, there's a lot of good looking people, but everybody in Raya thinks they're the shit because they got screened. So no one wants to like be vulnerable enough to reach out to someone else. So it's a bunch of like DMs that go nowhere.
Oh, damn.
So but I do know people who have met great people at Raya as well. So just want to give you the heads up. And Q, did I hear you say?
I got 2 great pieces of advice with online dating. It's been my experience. Every message that you do with the person should advance the date, right? And it should advance it because it's very easy to become pen pals with somebody and then the conversation gets stale after 2 days. So you always want to advance to the date. Don't sit down and become pen pals. And also too, dinner can be intimidating. Maybe meet for a cocktail, maybe meet for coffee. That way, if after a cup of coffee, you're not feeling the person anymore, you can leave and you're not stuck having to sit there with them for an hour and a half. Or if things go great after coffee, you can extend.
Food. Okay, so who pays?
Well, if you're going finding a woman, then I would imagine you would. And then if you're going to go date a man, I would imagine both of y'all would pay.
That's not the answer I was looking for.
How is that equitable, Q?
Well, because they say that all the relationship things say that women ain't supposed to pay, and you bitches don't want to go 50-50. You don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. Y'all hoes just want to eat hot Cheetos, smoke, charge your phone. You don't want to. They
want you to feed their kids.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that men are supposed to get the short end of the stick when they date women. So that's that. And then with the man, I guess you just go 50-50.
But see, you said advance the date. So you said advance to the date. So I mean, I feel like if you advance all the conversations to a date, you're gonna be spending a lot of money, no?
Al, you gonna be all right. You about to come into a whole bunch of money. You good. You I'm
a bar from Q. Hey, Claudia.
No, you about to be good. I promise. Hey, coming up, a Miami Thought is on the damn Q. A Miami Thought is on the loose. Find out when we return. All this Florida news. Flow riders. Back to more TGIF. Now in Miami news, or should I say Funky's news, a woman is on the run after she allegedly drugged a man she met at a bar and stole more than $600,000 of jewelry from him. Wow. What are your thoughts on this thieving thought? And Q, is Miami, let me find out, is Miami one of the scheming capitals of America?
Almost definitely. Listen, this right here is legitimately the oldest Miami hustle. Y'all men have got to be careful coming down here thinking that these hot girls are going home with you. If it's too easy, chances are he or she has an agenda. Everybody knows on the dating scene and on the party scene, period, that you should not accept anything or ingest anything from anyone or whatever. And I'm going to be a little vulnerable here. This has happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened to me. This has happened to me. Yeah, this has happened to me before where I brought somebody home and we had a good time, so I thought. And when I woke up a day and a half later, my wallet was gone, my car keys were gone, 2 iPads were gone, my iWatch was gone, and 2 computers were all gone.
Did you ever get it back?
You were asleep for a day and a half?
Uh-huh.
Did you pee the bed?
Nope.
I would have a day and a half, a few times. You ever catch the guy, get your stuff back? What happened?
I want to know what this bitch over there laughing at.
Oh, God. Claudia said, well, I've never known anybody not to use the bathroom in a day and a half.
Well, I did it, bitch. I was in a coma.
It's like a pamper.
Gave me. I was in a damn coma.
I don't know, Al.
I didn't.
A day and a half, as much
a day and a half, you didn't use the bathroom. Q, that's.
You got bad guts.
You toxic.
Y'all more concerned about where I went to the bathroom than the fact that I could have died and somebody drugged me and stole all my stuff.
You didn't die. Did you die?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then. You want to
answer, they never found the person. They did come to the police did come to my house, dust everything down. They were unable to get him hit on fingerprints. They were able to catch the person coming up the elevator, but they were unable to see them on camera going down the elevator. So the detective basically said, we can't really place that person in your house. So in short, like, we're really just not going to really do anything about it. I gave them the person's Facebook information and their phone number. And he was like, listen, I'm going to call the person and say they did it. They're going to say they didn't. And because we can't place them there, I mean, there's just really nothing we can do.
That is unbelievable.
But I will say this. Here is how the story ends. So since y'all want to know how it ends, because I met this person down to the bar with a Honda Carsby. About 2 or 3 years go by. I'm in the bar. This just happened about 8 months ago. And the person walks in the bar and they lock eyes with me. And I always said, if I saw this person, I was going to beat the shit out of them. I did. And he locked eyes with me and instantly started crying. And he said, can you walk outside? And we walked outside. And he just started apologizing profusely. He explained to me that you know, he was on drugs at the time and just really on something bad. Not that that's an excuse. And he was just like, I can't even look at you right now. I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I don't know, the spirit came over me and I found it in my heart to forgive him. I told him that we'll never be friends. We'll never communicate again, but that I don't have anything bad against him. He doesn't have to fear coming to the bar. He tried to send me a drink that night. I sent it back to him. I was like, listen, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
we're good. There's no hate. I'm blessed. I was able to rebuy all that stuff and I'm alive. And I said, what happened to you? And he said, I ended up going to jail for 2 years. He had been in jail for 2 years. So while he didn't get got on me, he got on something.
Wow, Funky. Thanks for sharing that. That's a very vulnerable story moment from you. So thank you for that. And that isn't funny, people doing that.
Yep.
Because you could have had an allergic reaction. You could have died.
Yep.
True. Well, I don't believe this story, though. I think something in the milk ain't clean in this particular story. And let me tell you guys why. First of all, anybody that has that type of jewelry is extremely wealthy, right? And we know that he had a safe. So the question is, how did she get the safe combination if he was passed out? Right?
You're assuming the safe was closed.
Well, I would assume that they just came in from a party, right? So the safe, they said, he said he came in from a party. They made a drink. They had one drink together. And the next thing he woke up and all his jewelry was gone. So I would assume.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I have a safe, one that I'm supposed to bolt to the ground. And I also have a portable safe that I have that has trackers on and everything. And I'm guilty of that. Like, I have a safe and you would think you would lock it up. And a lot of times I don't. Like, I'm going to get something, some jewelry to put on and I don't do it. And it doesn't make sense, but it is possible.
So $500,000, okay. Let me just tell you what I think is interesting here. The safe, first of all, she got into the safe. Two,
got into it, yeah.
This is supposed to be one of the best buildings, right, Q? Luxury buildings in all of Miami. It's supposed to have the best security system. When she was leaving and when she came and when she left, and there was some discrepancy there. Where did she put all the jewelry? Because if you watch her going down the elevator, where's all the jewelry? It looked like that little purse. The most you could put in there is a wallet, a phone, and some lipstick. So where's all the jewelry that she stole?
She only took a few watches.
No. She took a couple of things. She took a couple of watches. She took some jewelry. It was like over $600,000 worth of jewelry she took.
Men don't wear big pieces, Al. I mean, a couple chains, some bracelets, and a watch can easily fit in the clutch. They could be in the cup. They could be in the damn cup.
And depending on the kinds of diamonds you have, you can get a piece, you can get a bracelet that's $80,000. You can have a necklace that's 40, 50. You know what I mean? It doesn't take. My safe is small and it holds up.
His watches, remember, were like $250,000.
So she could have.
There was like 3 of them, and then like the jewelry was like, $200,000. I don't know. Anyway, it's something in the milk don't seems clean to me. I feel like that this could possibly be an insurance scam, and I can't wait for them to do an investigation because they got her fingerprints allegedly. They got her on video, but they don't have her apprehended.
Wow. Well, they very well could be running a scam together. I mean, jewelry insurance fraud is a big deal. They say if you're gonna report one thing, say it all got stolen.
That's right. So, it is Florida too.
All right, y'all. Twitter users are sharing their most embarrassing sex moments. One user tweeted, "We both got naked. We both ain't want to give each other head, so we both just put our clothes back on." Another wrote, "Wig came off. I tried to slide it back on. He said, 'It's okay, Cleo. Keep going. I wanted to unalive myself.'" What's one of your most embarrassing sex moments, fellas? We kind of talked about this a little bit.
But I just told y'all mine, so.
That was an embarrassing sex moment?
Bitch, to get drugged and robbed? Hell yeah.
That wasn't your fault, though. Did you have any goofy things?
We're talking about a more lighthearted.
Well, it don't get no more lighthearted after that.
Anyway, well, I'll tell you mine, Claudia. So I was having sex one time and I fell asleep. On top. Yeah.
It was that boring?
It was that good?
No, I feel like I had been drinking too much. I really wasn't into it. And I fell asleep. I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
you hear about that just ain't good.
That is pretty. Imagine how boring you'd have to be for someone, or extremely drunk. But yeah, someone falls asleep and up inside you or on top of you.
Oh, I do have one, but it's not on me. I was we had finished or whatever. This guy was over here, and we're laying in the bed, like semi-spooning, and all of a sudden I hear water running. This bitch was peeing in my bed. I kicked his ass on the damn floor, and obviously he finished. The comforter went with him, and he finished in the damn comforter. But yeah, that was horrible.
Hmm.
Did he help you clean up, or did he
The bitch was too drunk. He's too drunk. He was on the floor asleep. When I tell y'all, listen,
Dude, that's called golden showers, and you know it.
No, not me, girl. Not me, girl. No, ma'am, baby. I'm not vulgar like that. I do not
that
like
was not no spooning. You would get peed on, boy.
You, Carisha, and Diddy will not put me in that cornucopia of fuckery that y'all live in. No, ma'am, I don't do that.
Come on over to this side, brother. You like
I don't know what's more embarrassing about losing your tooth with a young strapping male. So that was pretty embarrassing. Yeah, we'll just stick with that one for now. All right. Hey, I want to thank my co-hosts Al Reynolds and Funky Diney with their nasty asses. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Black Water Horse Movies. Catch it on your YouTube channel or the website, and we will see you next week. Y'all got any wild, freaky plans? Any golden child plans for this weekend?
Not me, girl. I'm probably gonna be on a boat at some point between Sunday and Monday.
I'll be hanging out with you, Claudia. So let's see how much fun we can create.
About to head out right now. Bye, soulmates.
Bye, my soulmates.